Welcome back. In this episode, we are going to learn how to work with the Android virtual device thing. So basically, when you load Android Studio, it's going to look something like this. We got a whole bunch of junk going on, and we're going to clean all that up. But the one thing you'll notice is, watch this. All right, first, if you click this little arrow, that's what I'm talking about. AVD, Android Virtual Device Manager. That's what we're going to be talking about. But first of all, we're just going to click this little play button. We got our app started, and it says error running app. No target device found. You can see that down in the bottom. So what in the world does that mean? It means we need to select a device to run this application on. So we can't just run it on our computer like you would if you're in Eclipse programming Java. You just run it and it runs in the console. Boom, everyone's happy. It doesn't quite work that way with Android Studio. You actually have to have a location. So you go to select a device, and look, there's nothing on here except Open AVD Manager. So that's what we're going to start with. All right, so on here, this is where you manage all of your virtual devices. So by virtual devices, it means they're not physical devices. It just looks like you have the smartphone or the watch or whatever it might be on your computer, and you can click around using your touchpad or mouse or whatever you're using. So let's create a virtual device, and you get a whole bunch of different phone options pop up here. So you can see here are the Pixel phones. We have some of the Nexus, yada, yada, yada. I'm not really a huge Android user. I know Java. Obviously, I know a little bit about Android development, but my day-to-day use phone, at least of right now, is an Apple phone. So I don't know all the differences between all of these, but hopefully that's something we can explore as this series goes on if we need to explore different options on here. So we're going to start with the Pixel phones, and we're going to go with, let's go with Pixel 3a. That looks fun. And then you click Next and select a system image. All right, so these system images, well, these are basically the different editions of the Android operating system. So you can select one on here, and you can see over on the right what Android version it's talking about. So they just have little code names. So Q, that's the latest one, at least for me. That is 10.0. Now, you can also see the API level distribution chart. You can also find it if you X out of this. There's a little link down here at the bottom. And this is going to oh, actually, it doesn't even open up a new web page. It just shows it all right here. That's kind of cool. So it's going to show which editions are the most popular. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out of this. And I'm also going to close out of this for a second because I want to show you this web page. If you click this, you can see this distribution dashboard where you can get a little bit more info about the different distributions. And if you just want a little bit more information, you can use that web page as well. So I'm going to X out of that. And we're going to go back to creating this, and we're going to go with Pixel 3a and click Next. And then we're going to go with Q, which is the the Android version 10. And then we're going to click Download. Now, of course, you can create the application and you can test it out on these different versions. So if you wanted to make sure your application worked on as many things as possible, you could go down here and try downloading all of these different editions, and then you could test run your application on all of them. Just be warned, as you download all these different phones and all these different editions, you're going to fill up a lot of space on your hard drive, so you might need to keep that in consideration. Hopefully you have enough storage. I'm on a 256 gigabyte laptop, so I probably can't go download every single one of these, so I'm just going to stick with one for now, and then we'll explore from there. All right, it looks like this is done. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Finish. Then we'll hit Next. And then we can give this a name. That looks like a pretty good name. I think I'll name my first child that, Pixel 3a API 29. You can choose the startup orientation, a bunch of other stuff. We'll just hit Finish. All right, there we go. So we have our device. It works exactly like a smartphone. It's really cool. Honestly, I got into this kind of development long before I had a smartphone, so it was actually kind of cool for me. So you can watch this start up as if it's a normal phone, and you can see there's all kinds of different button capabilities. So since you don't have physical buttons, it looks like some of them are over here. So you can increase the volume or decrease it. You can tilt the phone for different rotation capabilities. You can take a screenshot, zoom, and then go back, home, and overview, and more. So lots of different capabilities there. And it might be a little slow. That's because you're running basically a system inside of a system, and I'm recording the whole process. So it's going to be a little bit slow for me. Hopefully it's a little faster for you. It just depends on what kind of machine you got and how beefy it is. I'm on the base model 13-inch MacBook Pro from 2015, I think. So it's been a couple years, about 5 years. So. Wow, my goodness, about time it started up. So we launched this from the little play button here, which isn't going to automatically launch our app. If you want to do that, which it's not going to take nearly as long, you can X out of your virtual devices and you can hit the play button right there. And this is going to build, and then it will show up over here on your device. My computer literally sounds like it's going to explode, so sorry about that. Alright, it looks like it loaded, and you can see it says Hello World. So we didn't even have to type it out, it just did a Hello World for us. So we got our first application. You can go show it off, probably get a job as a senior software engineer, Android development, whatever it is. You got this to show them. But you're probably not going to get very far if you don't know how to run this on an actual Android device. So that's what we're going to be talking about next. So please be sure to smack that subscribe button and check out the next episode